1 clockwise 2, if that's still good.
That is a good readback. You can drive M20 to torque, looking for a minimum of 5 more turns.
The M20 to torque, looking for 5 turns.
Am I go to head up toward the side pad?
We'll take a glove, hap, and gauntlet check, and then you do have a go to translate to the mass canister right side pad install location.
Got a low torque light, 7.8 with 4 turns. You want to hit it again? I think it's a better body position here.
4 additional for 6 total, and a low torque light.
Yeah, again.
Hit it again, please.
Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
And Kayla, for you, we recommend...
Glove, same as last report.
Okay, dry hap, good gloves.
Gauntlets down.
And good gauntlets. And we recommend you go outboard 1 handrail to 2123 and then transfer to the mass canister handrail. Go ahead, Roger.
A quarter turn, good green light, 11.8. Back line is maybe a half millimeter from being flush. And for total turns, it was probably closer to 2.5. But I did the initial hand start in retrospect versus 2. If that helps with you, anything.
Copy. Initial hand start was closer to 2.5. You got 4 additional, and then you got 1 more quarter turn. So I'm showing, again, somebody's going to do that funny math. It's 6.5 plus turns with a good green light, and the black line is a half a millimeter. Good M20, good M20. You can stow your PGT and release that right lower strut ret.
The pit pin is in.
We know you got the pit.
On the upper strut here, the ret is released.
Perfect. Good ret. Did you say the MLI is in work and the pit pin we heard you install? We'll take a glove, hap, and gauntlet check when you're done, and then we'll start on the right mid strut.
I've got dry hap, gauntlets are down, and no change on the gloves.
Copy. Good glove, hap, gauntlets. Okay, when the 2 of you are ready, Roger, you can grab the right mid strut from your BRT. Release the pit pin from the locking position, and when Kayla's ready, you can extend that side pad toward her.
I'm ready. Head.
All right, Kayla, and same as the other side, you're going to engage the clevis on the inboard side. As toward the top of your head, you're going to have to go a little side to side, which is station up and down to get those teeth engaged, and then you'll pivot it toward your feet, station outboard to engage the soft dock. Very nice.
It is soft dock.
And when you're ready, you can either hand start or use the PGT, the long PGT, to put 2 turns on M9 through 12.
I'll use the PGT, and I'm ready for setting.
Alpha 2, clock 2.
Alpha 2, clockwise 2.
And 2 turns on M9 through 12.
On M10. I'm going to adjust my body position a little bit here.
Okay, copy that. And did you get 2 turns on one of the bolts?
M10.
2 on 10.
Turns M9.
2 turns on 9.
Turns M12.
2 on 12.
Turns M11.
Copy. 2 on 11. That's 2 on M9 through 12. Roger, over to you. We're going to install the mid-strut L7 to upper strut L7. Maneuver in the APFR as required. And I've got PGT settings for you when you're ready.
I'm looking at M24 bolt. Is that going into L7?
That is it, M24. And you're going to drive M24 to torque with Bravo 1, clock 2.
I can hand start it if that works.
Over to you.
I'm going to hand start it just to keep it in as soon as I got it started.
Sounds good.
There's 2 turns hand started, and Bravo 1 clockwise 2.
Copy. 2 turns hand started, Bravo 1, clock 2. Good readback. You can drive M24 to torque.
Copy.
Now 2 hours and 45 minutes into today's spacewalk, Rajachari is currently installing a mid-strut to the upper right strut, previously installed to the 3A mass canister.
It looks like 4.5 turns. I had a low torque, so I can hit it again. Red light looks flush, black line.
Copy. You can hit it again, 4.5 for a total of 6.5 with a low torque. Go to hit it again.
Okay, good green light, maybe a quarter turn, 12.0. Like 0.4 turns is what the PGT says.
Good green light, and I heard you earlier say the black line is flush. All right, it's a good M24. You can stow your PGT. Say again, Kayla?
On the PGT.
I just said you broke up on your last call, so we might have missed something you said.
Okay, that's a good M24.
PGT, and I'm looking for a go to drive M9 through 12.
You can drive M9 through 12 to torque.
M9, 4 turn, torque 3.7 with a green light.
Green light, 4 turns on M9. And Roger, if you haven't already, you can install the pit pin to the grounding block.
Pit pin's installed.
5 turns on M10, green light, 3.6 on the torque.
M10, 5 turns, green light.
And the MLI is installed as well, so that I can reach MLI over the mountain back.
Green light, 3.7, 4 turns on M12.
4 turns, green light, M12. And stand by on the MLI there.
Getting a good spot for M11. About 4.5 turns on M11, 3.7 on the torque, green light.
Copy, M11, 4.5 turns, green light. We're 3.5 minutes to sunset. Okay, Kayla, once you put your PGT away, you can release EV2's ret from the right mid strut and then verify that MLI is covering the side pad clevis.
MLI is covering the side pad clevis, the pit pin's in place, and in work on Roger's ret.
Copy.
Coming to you.
All right, so next thing we're going to work on is the clamps and the MLI. And so the right mid-strut adjustment collar, all the struts have been good so far. And so, Kayla, if your BRT to the mid-strut handrail, minimize normal and torsional loads into the mid-strut. Counter-torque wrench loads, please. And so you can translate to the right mid-strut collar bolts.
Roger.
And then verify the middle locking
Roger.
pit pin can reach the receptacle, but do not install it yet.
In work. It is tight, but it can get there, I think. And that is.
All right, thanks, Kayla. And so I've got PGT settings, and we're going to drive collar bolts M25 and 26. We're looking for Bravo 7, clock 2 with the long PGT.
Kayla Barron.
Bravo 7, clockwise 2 is what we're looking for.
A firm. That's a good read back. And you're going to drive bolts M25 and M26 to torque.
NASA astronaut Kayla Barron currently being seen on screen with a PT designated EV1 with the red stripe. She has her pistol grip tool where she's driving 2 bolts on the mid-strut collar.
Kayla, just a reminder, we do have that shorter socket if that would help for reach as an option.
All right, 5 turns, green light, 25.5.
Copy, 5 turns, green light, and which bolt?
That was M25.
On M25, 5 turns, green light.
Now on M26. All right, that was 4 turns on M26 with a green light, 25.4. But I'm still seeing, I don't know if this is still a check, but that tab is still wiggly, and it didn't look like it really closed up on the M26 side.
Copy, not concerned about the tab, but we got 4 turns and a green light on M26. Stand by, we're talking it over.
It looks symmetric with the other side.
Okay, that might have been parallax for me. Raj is saying the gap looks parallel.
Copy, thanks for those words. The gap is parallel. Okay, we're going to continue. And so, Kayla, we're going to have you ratchet with the PGT. And we're going to set it to ratchet clockwise. Check the MTL to 30.5.
I'm in ratchet clockwise, and MTL's in 30.5.
Okay, we're going to manually ratchet M25 and 26 to torque. We're looking for 2 pops on each one.
Okay. Figure out my best body position here. A little bit challenging.
It is, and you know, holding the very top over the display with one hand and the bottom underneath the battery is one great position. And you can also counter the torque doing that if you're able to reach it that way. We are 1:45 from a handover.
Did I get any leverage on this? Oh, there's 1 pop.
Copy, we heard 1 pop, and we just a reminder, we have that shorter socket if you think that'll help.
Pops.
2 good pops.
The right struts have been installed. The crew has begun torquing down the adjustment collar bolts, and the crew is currently 25 minutes ahead of the timeline.
Quite on the phone. It came off there.
And Raja, Ike, did you call?
No, just talking to Kayla.
1 pop.
Copy, 1 pop, and we're 10 seconds to a handover.
2 pops.
Done.